Hey everyone, Colin once again. Welcome back to the next episode review, of a new series. Well, it's a short series. Sad to say though, but because this is only getting four episodes. Hey, this is a perfect way to kick off Halloween month of October. You know, this type of series couldn't be more perfect for its review for Halloween month, and that is of the horror series known as Uzumaki. Now, Uzumaki I have heard of because of the author, Junji Ito. He's an author who's been around for a long, long time, you know. I've seen another one of his adaptations. That was of Gaio, that's Gyo. All the craziness of that, you know, with all these mutated of the creatures of the sea, right? To this fucked up looking designs, and then it infects the humans, turn into these weird creatures as well. Yeah, it's from that same author, and so, but this guy's been like the work of this series from the manga has been around since 25 years, I would say, like the late 90s, like 1998 or 1999. So this has been a manga series for that long time, you know, 25 years, I would say. So it's finally getting an anime adaptation, but it's only 4 episodes though. But you know what? After watching this first episode, I don't know what to expect from more, because this show, after watching this first episode, I was like shock and awe, in disbelief at the complete utter madness of what this series is. It's no wonder why this author has been well regarded, you know. Because Uzumaki, the first episode I was like, my face when certain things were happening, I'm like this kind of like disgusted look on my face. I'm like, oh, ooh, you know, just like, ugh. That's the legit look I had on my face when the certain shit was happening, you know. And I'm sure after when episode 2 comes around, I'm sure more shit's gonna hit the fan, and more shit's gonna go haywire. I'm being deadly serious, you know. So yeah, episode 1, I'm like, jeez. So this is what this story is, right? I mean, give kudos to Junji Ito, you know, because with this series and with the other one, Gaio. I know, because I do have that book, you know. I do have, well, it's been made into a book though, not into a manga series though. So I do have the book version of that, of Gaio or Gyo. So, maybe after this, maybe I will get the collection of Uzumaki of the manga in a book set, you know. So all that said and done, that episode is like, where do I start with this? I'm like, the craziness is just like, you know, it opens up with Kiri, who does the narration, who says, hey, this is what this story that's happened. Let me tell you the story that happened to this town, right, where I live in. And it's this whole thing about spirals. It's spiral this, it's spiral madness, you know. Like you spiraling into the mouth of madness. And a guy by the name of Shunichi, who's friends with Kiri, comes back into town. And his dad has been all weird, you know, because he's just been obsessed with the spirals. And one thing I'm sure, I'm glad that this was shot in black and white. That's what makes it even more creepy. Which I gave praise to. The animation that's been shot in black and white, that gives it more for the eeriness and creepiness. And most of it is like done 2D animation. I don't see much 3D animation. I don't, or hardly. So, and plus I can tell this is a very passionate project for the people for the makers of this series, you know. So, like, you know, 2D hand-drawn animation, if that's the case, I really do appreciate that. So yeah, the mostly 2D hand-drawn stuff and the black and white animation, and just how the way that the animation moves with the black and white and 2D animation, it was really well done. So, Shunichi is talking about to Kiri as with her father, about his father, and she's first kind of laughing like, I'm like, really? But when he says, it's like, the line he says, like, yeah, you would laugh too, though, but until you see it for yourself, then you know it's no laughing matter. And yeah, which he is right, because his father is gone bonkers crazy, obsessed with these spirals. You know, that's all he's been talking about. And to the point where, you know, his eyes, the first character's eyes are each one going, rotating in its own way. I'm like, okay, that's creepy. That's already the first creepiness, right? And so everywhere you see spirals, and then Kiri is talking to this girl, or a friend of hers at school named Azumi. Oh, explain it. Oh, because he has this little scar that looks like a crest, right, from when she fell. And so ever since then, the guy has been wanting to ask her out, you know, being popular, right? And then until when that thing starts, oh boy, criminy. Into that creepiness in a second there. And so that was Shinichi's back with Shinichi's father. Like, okay, Kiri, or I think it was Kairi, was asked to deliver this ceramic thing to Shinichi's father, and all of a sudden he starts to get his tongue, extend his long tongue like a frog, right, and it's like curling up like into a spiral shape. I'm like, what? WTF? What the fuck? Did I just watch right there? It's like, and she drops it. She runs away. And then after that, then all of a sudden, sometime later, because his dad died, because okay, Shuichi and him and his mother say, oh, it was an accident or whatever, but when they found, it was even more disturbing, where they see this big circular tub in the room, and when they open it, his dad he made himself into a big spiral, like, it's like the guy had no bones at all. The guy had no bones. All his bones in his body are gone. He just, like, you know, like a snake, just like twisted his whole body into a spiral. I'm like, god damn. Now this is downright batshit insane, crazy madness. And so then the smoke, because I guess when he was cremated, the smoke from the chimney, and now it starts creating a spiral smoke, and the mother starts seeing like a figurine of his face, of her husband's face, and now she starts going crazy, and she just goes into the hospital, and even she sees like the spiral shape of one of the nurses had her hair tied up in a bun. Seeing that, and then later when she finds out she shaved her head, and now they get to wear gloves, you know, just because it's even more disturbing. She shaved her head, but not only that, she cut her fingertips off, because you know how your fingertips leave, you know, it's like more like a spiral shape on your fingerprint, right? She goes and cuts those off, and so at least she's calm, because she's wearing a hat and wear gloves too. This is absolutely so super crazy. I just like, we're already halfway through this first episode. I'm like, I'm dumbfounded. And then with the Kyrie, I'll get it right eventually. I always get names right eventually. Her friend Azumi. Now it started the scar now starts to turn into a spiral now, and what she says is that she says. Maybe she doesn't notice though, but of course Kiri and the Shuichi are noticing. And then until one day when the night where this guy keeps wanting to ask her out and brings Shinichi to the park, right? She takes off her hat. Now, well, first, but before that, she sees Kairi first, and then her forehead is now opening wide into a spiral, and like her right eye is now like getting dissolved into the spiral hole. It's like the spiral in her head is like a black hole in her head that spirals, and her right eye just getting like sucked. And I'm like, oh my god, that's like I said, cringe-inducing. That scene made me just creeped me out. It's the right eye just disappearing into the black hole of spiralness of her inside her head. I'm like, oh my god, that is creepy as shit, you know. And so she runs away, but then when going back with the Shinichi and the guy, now her whole top of her head has now become a spiral. It's like becoming like a wind tunnel, you know, like with Moroku's wind tunnel in his hand in Inuyasha, right? Now that's becoming a wind tunnel, and first of all, the guy is so stupid. I'm like, not Shuichi, but the school guy that's next to her. He's like, Azumi. The guy stupidly enough just starts to reach. I'm like, dude, you see some bad shit's happening to her. I would stay the fuck away. But no, the guy just starts super just goes, reaches, and he gets him getting sucked into the girl, into her head. I'm like, well, first of all, that's creepy as well. But the same, what, dude, man, you deserve it, because I'm like, you see some bad shit is happening to her, and you're just gonna go walk up and just try and touch her. I'm like, so yeah. But anyway, that guy, he gets sucked in, and then eventually it does become like the outcome of Moroku, right? Because you know where Moroku in Inuyasha, he said eventually when the hole gets bigger, he's eventually gonna get sucked into his hand because of the wind tunnel, because of the curse of Nuraku, right? Like what happened to his dad, right? It's kind of like the same kind of play out is happening here, where honestly now her entire body is getting sucked into her own hole, and just the legs going in, and it all of a sudden just disappears. So it kind of turned on to a much more graphic visual way of that happening. If the wind tunnel from Inuyasha, like how it happened to Moroku's father, this is how this is a more graphic version how it plays out. So yeah, the bottom half is gone, upper half is gone. Now the legs get sucked in, then gone. And so Shuichi and Kiri, you know, it ends with her. It ends with her saying, "Hey, we thought this was all over, but no, this is only just beginning." To this town, jeez, you know. You think of Spiral, you think of the spiral symbol from Jigsaw from Saw. This is much worse. Man, this first episode, I just can't imagine how the next 3 episodes are going to be like, you know? Because Uzumaki, episode 1, I mean, I haven't seen something like that, like, yeah, it's in black and white, so you don't see much red, you know. When it's in color, right, yeah, you don't see more bloody stuff like that, right? If it wasn't in black and white, it would have been very gory, I would say. I'll probably say it would probably been more gory since I've seen Corpse Party, Tortured Souls. You know those the OVA episodes of Corpse Party, Tortured Souls. Those are extremely graphic, you know. It is one of the more graphic series I've watched. If it wasn't in black and white, this probably been up there with Corpse Party, because it's cool to see it in black and white. Don't get me wrong, though. That's what makes it even more creepy, seeing it in black and white, and with a 2D animation, with the spiraling going in, moving, right? I'm like, so much creepy imagery. This would be a great way to kick off Halloween month, you know. And it's perfect because it's only 4 episodes, 4 weeks in a month, right? So this would be perfect to watch through Halloween month. And boy, did it just... and it technically, basically, did scare the shit out of me, really enough. No, technically it didn't, though, but it just scared the shit out of me in the sense that it was so cringe-inducing to watch. So, yeah. So, episode 1 of Uzumaki, you know, this is the world of Junji Ito, and now I'm already living it. I was living through that creepiness of how Gaio was. Now I'm more in the more creepiness in the world of this guy. In this world now. So yeah, I just can't wait to see what the second episode would be, how more of the craziness, more batshit insaneness I'll be seeing, because like the father with his tongue, and then him basically he just snaked himself in that tub, and then mom cutting the fingertips off, and then with the girl Azumi with her head and guy getting sucked in. Well, that was due to his stupidity, you know. Yeah, I'm gonna reach out and touch. Yeah, get sucked in though. And then she's basically just got wind. She basically, and then ultimately wind tunneling herself from Inuyasha, you know. So yeah, Kiri's right, or Kairi. This is only just the beginning. And when with Shunichi saying, you know, it's best to leave town as soon as possible. Yeah, I want to stay. I would not stay in this town. I would get the hell out of Dodge Prano. You know, I'm noping the fuck out of this town. I ain't staying here, and just to be driven to madness like these people have been. So yeah. So episode 1 of Uzumaki, definitely thumbs up for this. Definitely, this is probably the most batshit insane series I've seen. Even though it's 4 episodes, but it's probably already gonna be the most batshit insane. Probably since I watched Train to the End of the World, because Train to the End of the World had a lot of craziness in that series. But the thing is, though, this is in black and white, and that gives it even more more of the creepiness feel to it. Listen, I enjoyed Train to the End of the World. That had a lot of batshit insane in that series, craziness. But here, this is more of a horror series, so that's why it gets more of the pass on the creepiness and atmosphere look to it, you know. So yeah, so episode 1 of Uzumaki. I definitely look forward to the next 3 episodes, you know. And this is a great way to kick off Halloween month, you know. If you haven't, please, I advise you to watch this. I've read the whole manga story though, but after watching this, I can see why Junji Ito has been a well-known writer, you know, like I said, this came out like 25 years ago in the late 90s. And it's like same thing with Parasite, which I love Parasite. That's been around. That was a manga series around since what, the 90s or 80s, I think. So, yeah. But I think so. I love Parasite. That's a great horror body series as well. So yeah, but episode 1 of Uzumaki. Thanks for watching. Stay tuned and see more of the movie reviews for Halloween month that you've all been waiting for. Hope you enjoy them. Later.